Good morning and welcome in everyone. Before we get into this morning's update, I want to go over a quick overview of what has transpired in the last 24 hours. And we've had some wild volatility. XRP, after losing the $2.20 mark, had a steep decline. We powered through the $2.09 area. Also fell through the $1.98. I know it's been a wild bounce back, but we came all the way down to $1.89. And now we've been able to pull back up. We came below that the inverse head and shoulder support, if we wanted to call it that from there. But if we go farther back, we can see something wider starting. So yeah, we have this side of the symmetrical triangle that broke down but came back within. But if you look at this slightly deeper, we do have an optic here where we could be coming through and building, but it would have to not be a top though. That's the thing. Like, these can be looked at two different ways. If we break down, we got a big steep drop. The fact we came back up here is a great sign now. As we say every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the closer we get there, you look at the morning drop for the USA, but after that wild volatility to the downside, this is how you can get these nice bullish reversals. And if we can get back above $2.20, we could be ball game. Like, we could be starting something here pretty nice. When we measured that drop, it looked like $1.83. It came to $1.89. So, I mean, it was within the range of that drop. So, I mean, I'm happy with how it fell. Held that $1.93, came through with a small wick. And now we're pushing back up. So now we need to see if this is just a push back up to resistance or if this is something more. But before we go any deeper, I'm just going to do a quick intro. So good morning, 7:37 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So yesterday I was unable to do a live. There was nowhere for me to do it. They had like meetings and stuff down here last night, so I did an update yesterday morning, did a short, but that's about all I could do. This morning I wanted to do about 10 to 12 minutes. Got to get my son to school, and he's got therapy today, so it'll be a busy day. I'll try to do something while he's at his therapy. He's got food therapy today after school. And they're still doing progress on the kitchen. Now we're just waiting. Today they're coming in to do the final measurement of the countertops. That's the last thing that we really need to be done. And then the hood to be put in over the stove, which comes in tomorrow. But yeah, so we're making progress, but it's still going to be like probably another 10 days before we can get this whole thing done. So we'll see how it goes. So continuing at the hotel, be at my dad's on Friday and Saturday, and we'll probably just go back to the house and spend the night on Sunday and see how it is, and then make up our mind starting the week. So that's the plan right now. So with XRP, we can see we had a wild recovery, up 6.3% on the day, but it was a much bigger recovery than just that. After the drop down, we actually made a new bottom, but that's been a 13% bounce back up. So now we're looking at that $2.20 mark. So that's what we need to focus on today. So if you are watching this, make sure you're looking at that $2.20. That's that big pivot area. If we can get back over that, then we'll start to open up the optics again, back up to about $2. Well, 49 is over the top, but we would have a little bit lower here. If we get over 220, your next resistance would be $2.33, followed by $2.48 approximately. You get over 233, it's important because you'd get back over the symmetrical triangle. But right now, we've got to make sure that we don't break down from the symmetrical, because then the next support is going to be around that $1.50 if we lose this $1.83 roughly. Well, $1.90, $1.89. So, I mean, there's some support that's been created underneath, but we've got to break through these resistance areas. If we can get through 220, this could be very, very optimistic here. We could be optimistic. And then you could be opportunistic as well. So, we'll see how this works. XRP Bitcoin pairing up 2.18%. This still has to write itself out, but we still have a big inverse head and shoulders here. That is still legitimately back testing the breakout area. So after a push up, we came back. There's no gap left there anymore. So we'll see if we can get hot here. Right now, the big thing though we have to remember is the drop point resistance is at $2.20. So you can't even get excited about XRP until you retake that $2.20. And I don't mean you can't get excited at all, but excited in the fact of thinking that this was not just a drop point retest on this push back up. You would have to get back over $2.20, and then break over that 233. But 220 is the first area of resistance, and if you get over that, you're slightly more bullish. You break 233, now you're starting to push into an area where, okay, we could start to signal something bigger. And if you break 248 over the top, once that's broken, then all of a sudden you can start to make some serious noise. So that's what we have to look at this morning. We're going to have a lot of optics, a lot of areas of resistance that have been formed. But it's nice, though, because technically, we were talking about that 74K area. I think that 76.5 is the top end of the CME. So there is a chance. Now, I understand 74,142 is my flat spot, but there always are those areas within the margin of range, or the margin of error. So we'll see. There are some signs that CME's been filled. For me, I would have been more comfortable to hit all the way down closer to 74, but you do have the range of error, and I think 76,600 roughly was that margin of error. So technically, it's so close. I think it technically, from technical, because when I was looking at the 74 to 76.6, technically is in that sweet spot, but the 74,142, I believe, was the exact spot where it would have been perfect for that CME. And if you don't know what a CME gap is, that's the difference on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, yada, yada, yada. But there's gaps there. So, but technically, I think 76,600 was the top of it. So the fact that it's 76,589, it leaves some room for speculation here. So, but even if you want to speculate that this is good, still got to get over 85,294 for us to start feeling like we're on the right side of town. So that's still another 3,400 points here, $400 to start pushing. But I am feeling, better today after that drop down. And now we need to break past, like I said, for XRP, $2.20. If you're looking to trade XRP, your favorite crypto, because I'm going to have to get going here shortly. I want to make sure everybody knows before I leave. Look in the video description below and our pinned comments of this video. And then, for me, the most trusted and the cheapest is BITUNIX. They have the lowest spot and leverage trading fees. They have the lowest maker-taker fee. They have a promotion going on right now. I got to click on the link in my video description below and our pinned comments or on my homepage. But if you are a leverage trader, if you trade up to $100 million in futures leverage in the month of March, you get, 800 XRP for free. And it starts at, a lower number, 1 million in futures trading. But as you go up, it goes from like 20 all the way up to 800 XRP. They have the lowest maker-taker fee, lowest leverage and spot trading fee, no KYC or VPN worldwide unless you want to do a know your customer. And then if you deposit $1,000, you get $100 just for trading once on the futures. If you deposit $500, you get $50 free just for trading on the futures. So they do have an advertisement going on, so take advantage of it. I already have to get the free $100, and then I've been trading, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, pay attention to that. There's other ways here, but that's up to you. I don't really want to talk about that anymore. Make sure to hit that like button while you are watching this and share this on social media. It really does help me through the algorithm. Join the 31,400 subscribers and turn the bell notification to all. I know it doesn't always work, but you might as well have your best opportunity to see my content. So yeah, we're sitting here, XRP at 7%. Remember that $2.20, that's your first area of pivot point, right there at 220.5. Remember when it hit it as resistance, it immediately dropped down to that 193 area. So now if we can hit it as a line of support, but we'd have to break past it, we could start to make some noise. Our first sign here is we need to hold the 20-day at $2.12. So when the U.S. wakes up, let's see what happens. But we're going to try to push through 220, but still hold $2.12 on this little push. And then we have to try to make a universal push up. XRP market cap's up 8 billion or 6.91% to 125.281 billion. Had a steep drop off though. We did get all the way up to about 170 plus billion. Now we've got to get past two pivot points. First one's 129.29. Got to get past 130, let's just say. And then once you get past 129.29 billion, and then once you get past 132.26, that's when you can start opening it up. And then if you're thinking we're real bullish, you get over the top and hold 146 billion. It's been a pleasure, everybody. Don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Stay humble, show humility. And if you made it till the end, hashtag be better, do better in the comments. I'll catch you guys a little later today.